what's going on, guys? Welcome into the Bulls Report. My name is Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, we're going to be going over every scenario for the Chicago Bulls entering the 2024 NBA playoffs. We do know they're locked in to play the Atlanta Hawks, but if they win that game, who could they play to possibly go and play the Boston Celtics in round one? And then also, we get the latest injury news on guys like Drummond, Caruso, and Ayo Dosunmu that we will get to at the later half of today's show. But I want to start it off. I want to get the good vibes going here on the channel. If you guys want the Bulls to get fully healthy, it's easy. Just drop a like on today's show. If you guys want Drummond back, like the show, Caruso, Dosunmu, get them all fully back, send them the good vibes their way, and give me a like on today's video. Let's take a look at how the Eastern Conference is shaking out as it stands right now. We got the Celtics clinching that #1 seed, Bucks at the 2 spot, Knicks at the 3, Cavs 4, Magic 5, and Pacers 6. And then it gets to the Philadelphia 76ers, who are red hot right now at 45-35, and they have a game lead over the Miami Heat in that 8th seed. And then the Heat are obviously 44-36, and the Bulls don't have a chance to get up to that 8th seed. So they are locked into the Atlanta Hawks for that play-in matchup. And that game will actually take place this Wednesday, April 17th. So make sure you guys are subscribed as well. We're going to be going live for the game, a little pregame show. And I'm super excited for that matchup. And, hey, I'll tell you what, the Bulls have owned the Hawks in the past. So if I had to put my money on it, if I was a betting man, I would have hammered the Chicago Bulls in this game. And actually, if the Bulls win tonight versus the Detroit Pistons, they will clinch home court in that playoff matchup. But I want to dive into 4 of the teams that the Bulls could play if they do beat the Atlanta Hawks and what their playoff odds and playoff chances, how they shake out right now. So the Sixers, they got an 18.3% chance to get out of the play-in tournament, but more likely than not, they will be either the 7th or the 8th seed when the Eastern Conference in this regular season is all said and done. But kick it to the Miami Heat here. They got 11% chance to get out of the play-in, 34 for the 7th seed, and for the 8th seed, they got a 54% chance. So more likely than not, Miami will be on the road for the first play-in matchup. But the Indiana Pacers, they have an overwhelming kind of percent chance to get that to get out of the play-in tournament, but still a chance that they could be in the 7th or the 8th spot, which I think would be great news for the Bulls because I think the Sixers or the Heat could be Indiana in that first play-in game, and then the Bulls would get the Pacers with a chance to go play the Boston Celtics. And obviously, we've already seen this season how that would shake out for Indiana. But also the Magic. They got an interesting kind of chance here as, you know, more likely than not, they will be in the 1st through 6th seed out of the play-in tournament. But they still have a chance to be in the play-in tournament at 7.1% being the 7th seed and the 8th seed being 13%. Funny enough, the Magic were just the 2 seed a couple days ago. It just really speaks to how tight this Eastern Conference race is right now. But my take on the whole thing, I think if the Bulls do beat the Atlanta Hawks, which I think they do, it is more likely than not that they will either take on the Philadelphia 76ers or the Miami Heat in that play-in game to go play Boston. And I just got to say this, it's 4 words. Give me the Heat. I think the Bulls actually would match up very, very well with Miami, as they already have done so this year. And plus, it would be a revenge game from last year's play-in tournament game where the Bulls actually had a 4-point lead with 2.5 minutes left. But how have the Bulls and Heat fared so far this season? So they haven't played each other since December 16th. So most of these games, or all 4 of these games, were with the Heat not having Terry Rozier and the Bulls not having a guy like Javonte Green. But they split the season series. The Heat taking the most recent contest, winning 118-116. But overall, all of these games were relatively close, except for the November 20th matchup where the Heat handled the Bulls 118-100. But hey, man, I would take the chance on the Bulls beating the Heat in just a single-game playoff series because even though Jimmy Butler is great, Bulls legend, I would almost lean a guy like DeMar DeRozan. I would trust more in that matchup. But let me ask you guys, will the Bulls make the playoffs as it stands right now? According to Basketball Reference, they have a 20% chance to do so. So let me know your thoughts down below. Y for yes, N for no, if the Bulls will make the playoffs. And obviously, it's more unlikely than not that Chicago ends up playing the Boston Celtics, but anything can happen in one game. And that's why I love the play-in tournament. It's got a March Madness feel to it. Because let's just say, what if Kobe White goes off against the Atlanta Hawks? And then you got a DeMar DeRozan game against the Miami Heat. I just think this Bulls roster, they got multiple guys that can go steal a game in this play-in scenario. So anything can happen. And I would love a Miami Heat kind of revenge game matchup in the play-in tournament. But coming up in just a second, I'm going to be giving you guys the injury updates around Ayo Dosunmu, Andre Drummond, and Alex Caruso. But first, I got to give a big-time shout-out to my favorite sponsor here on the Bulls Report, and it is Factor. If you guys head to factormeals.com/BullsChat50, we will hook you guys up with 50% off. That's code BullsChat50 at factormeals.com/BullsChat50 to get 50% off. What is Factor Meals? They are 2-minute meals that help you fuel up fast, and they are restaurant quality, and they are ready to heat and eat wherever you are. They also got pancakes, smoothies, and more. Discover a wide variety of easy options for the entire day, like breakfast, midday bites, and more. There's no prep, no mess meals. Factor meals are ready to heat and eat, so there's no prepping, cooking, or cleanup needed. And my favorite part of Factor meals is it's flexible for your schedule. You can get as much or as little as you need by choosing your meals every week. Plus, you can pause or reschedule your deliveries at any time. Factor is the perfect solution if you're looking for fast, premium options with no cooking required. So sign up and save today. We have done the math. Factor is less expensive than takeout, and every meal is dietitian approved to be nutritious and delicious. So make sure you guys head to factormeals.com/BullsChat50 and use promo code BullsChat50, and we will hook you guys up with 50% off. One more time, that's code BullsChat50 at factormeals.com/BullsChat50 to get 50% off. Link for that in the comments section and description of today's show. Check them out. It's awesome. I pretty much use Factor Meals every single day when I get off of work, and I promise you guys will enjoy it as well. So let's kick to the first injury update we have around Andre Drummond, as he is doubtful for tonight's game versus the Detroit Pistons. This was following the double dunk attempt when Torrey Craig threw it off the backboard, and both him and Drummond went up and tried to finish the lob. Well, the next play after, Drummond rolled his ankle pretty bad, so he is doubtful, but there hasn't been no kind of season-long injury update for him. So I think they're just going to take this day-to-day, game-by-game, and hopefully we can get him back for the play-in. But Caruso, he is probable tonight versus the Pistons, dealing with that ankle injury. He did just play against the New York Knicks, and he looked pretty good, even though Jalen Brunson gave him 40 points on his head. But still, the Bulls are going to need Caruso, especially against the elite guards that the Atlanta Hawks have in Trae Young and DeJounte Murray. Now, also this from Ayo Dosunmu. He's questionable for tonight's game with that quad injury. He was out versus the New York Knicks a couple days ago, so turning in the right direction, and I'm really hoping Ayo will get just some great experience in this play-in tournament if he is able to come back fully healthy. But the one guy I want to focus on here is Andre Drummond. And, you know, I've been in the camp that Drummond should be playing more than Nikola Vucevic for this season. And, you know, Billy Donovan has yet to listen to that. But Drummond's been fantastic. You know, averaging 9 rebounds per game in only 17 minutes. Also incredible efficiency, shooting the ball at 55.6%. And I just think he is an overall impactful player on the boards. You can feel his physicality anytime you're on the basketball court. So I think Drummond, getting him back would maybe not be as important as Caruso or Ayo Dosunmu, but the Bulls definitely need him because, you know, besides that big forward spot and that big center spot, you know, it's really only Nikola Vucevic and Drummond. If you take one of them out of the lineup, the Bulls are pretty thin at the front court. But I overall think the Bulls can make noise if they are fully healthy in the play-in tournament and potentially steal a game against Boston. And this would be my 8-man playoff rotation for Chicago. Obviously, you got DeMar DeRozan. He's going to be leading the ship with guys like Kobe White, Nikola Vucevic, and Alex Caruso. But it's the other guys, like a Javonte Green. I think he's been so impactful for this ball club, hitting the glass, one of the best 6'4" rebounders we have in the NBA right now. Then also Ayo Dosunmu and Torrey Craig. I think they're really good guys. I hope you get better on the margins and just do the dirty work that other stars in the NBA are not able, to do so well. And my take with this whole kind of Bulls making the play-in or Bulls making the playoffs chances here is I think this experience that Ayo and Kobe would get would be huge for their development. I think what they have gotten this year with them being a bigger focal point in the offense is great. But playoff basketball is so different than regular season basketball. So personally, being a Bulls fan, I just want to see how they would fare in a playoff atmosphere, and they're definitely going to get that, even just if the Bulls only play one play-in game. That'll be great experience for the two young guards for Chicago. But I want to end today's show with this. Get a little weird to close out today's episode. Name a random Bulls player down below in the comments section. So this can't be Jordan. It can't be Pippen. It can't be Derrick Rose. Get weird for me down in the comments. I'll give you guys mine. I'll go Andre Drummond as my random Bull player. But you guys let me know down below in the comments section. And we will be having a playoff preview video coming out this Sunday after the Bulls-Knicks game, diving into the Atlanta Hawks-Chicago Bulls matchup. So make sure you guys are subscribed. Don't miss it. And thank you guys so much for watching today's show. As always, go Bulls.